On the night of June 3rd, 1781, Captain John Jack Jouett rode 40 miles through the backwoods of Virginia to warn Governor Thomas Jefferson and the Virginia legislature of the approach of 250 British troops. Jack Jouett's heroic act saved the American Revolution by preventing the capture of its most important political leaders. Jouett migrated to the Bluegrass after the war, where he played an important role in the Kentucky Statehood Convention, served in the legislature, and became a prosperous planter and breeder of fine horses and cattle. Join us as we take a brief tour of his estate with the executive director, Susan Hughes.
After his famous ride in Virginia saving Thomas Jefferson in the House of Delegates, Jack Jouett moved to Kentucky, settling across the river in Mercer County, and then came here to Woodford County in 1797 and began to build this house. It took 2 years to build. The house is a 1.5-story federal cottage, and the layout of the house is a Virginia hall and parlor plan, with this room being the parlor, the more formal space. The next room being used as the hall, or a more informal space for family gathering. The other room on the first floor is the bedroom, and then upstairs are 2 additional bedrooms. The kitchen was created from a stone cabin already on the site. When Jack Jouett bought the property, he turned that into an outdoor kitchen. That cabin was built in the 1780s by John Craig. Jack Jouett and his wife Sally Robards had 9 children, the most famous of whom was famous portrait painter Matthew Harris Jouett. He had a studio in Lexington where he painted a lot of important people, including the Marquis de Lafayette, Henry Clay, John Jordan Crittenden. We don't have any original Matthew Harris Jouett portraits in the house today, but we do have generous collectors who loan them to us from time to time. The Jouetts lived in this house for 12 years. They moved out in 1810 and moved to a property that they owned in Bath County. A succession of families lived in the house, and in the last 100 years of the house's existence, it was mainly used as tenant houses. And that's one reason the structural integrity of the house is intact, is because nobody was allowed to build additions or build anything else onto it. In 1972, the house was deeded to Woodford County Fiscal Court, and at the same time, the Woodford County Heritage Committee formed to assist with the operations of the Jack Jouett house. The stone cabin was built in the 1780s, we think by John Craig. When Jack Jouett acquired the house, he put in a new door and connected it to the house as an outdoor kitchen. And this would have been where all the meals in the family would have been prepared. When it was occupied by tenant farmers, the fireplace was closed up and they used it as a sitting room, closing in the dog trot that connected the house with the kitchen.
For more information on the Jack Jouett House and their events, check out jouetthouse.org and plan your visit today.